Good evening, Team Hearth League and Hearthstone fans. This is Friday Night Fights. I am Cinder, and I am joined to my left by my primary co-conspirator. It's Slimch. Slimch, what's up, man?
Nothing too much. Just excited to see some semifinals matches here. The few that we could get this
Yeah.
weekend.
As the field of Ragnaros League trims down to just 4 teams, we are a little sparse of matches. However, we do have a great one tonight because this one's going to be between Ironfire of Spicey Boys and Arcazar of Always Topdeck Lethal. Now, these two teams have already played 2 matches, and they are now tied. It's 2 3-0s went into the books, 4 points for each team. So we're now down to a best of 3 between these last 3 players. And this game tonight, Slimsh, is going to dictate quite a lot of what happens in the next 2 matches.
Yeah, this match between these two teams is kind of interesting. Actually, one of these technically a sweep, but it happened to be a DQ due to scheduling contact timings. So, well, sometimes you're in the semifinals, you get to learn a new rule, which is always exciting. I like learning rules.
Yep.
So yeah, the Spicy Boys are especially going to be wanting to get one after that hand of fate got them there.
Yeah. Remember, kids, email your opponents by Tuesday night. That is a rule.
Yeah, or
unfortunately.
do it Monday.
Yeah, and I know that Spicy Boys are ripping hot over that issue, so they're going to be looking for a win tonight for sure. Ironfire coming into this match with the Druid, Paladin, Priest, and Warlock. Arcazar coming in with the Hunter, Paladin, Priest, Warlock. Slash Priest, Paladin, Warlock, I expect. Druid kinda. Hunter, though, is this a hot take? What do you think about these class selections?
Well, I haven't paid too much attention to the tournament scene, but apparently Hockey Boys was talking up in Discord that Spell Hunter was the big thing at the last event in Toronto, e.g. LX.
Uh-huh.
So maybe there's some Spell Hunter type hype going on. The 3 classes, Paladin, Priest, Warlock, it's solid. 20 people brought Priest, 19 and 19 both for Paladin and Warlock. So they're well set in there. It's just about finding the 4th one, which half the people left in the semis are going with Mage.
So, and Secret Mage, still a solid counter for the Priests and the Warlocks that are dominating the meta right now. But yeah, the Spell Hunter, it seems like an interesting take against a Warlock heavy environment. But I got to tell you that the Hunter win percentage was not that high. So I guess what Arcazar is going to have in mind is going to depend on the bans, which we're still awaiting now. But that should be able to tell us a lot.
It appears we have the bans.
Okay, what are the bans?
Ironfire has lost his Paladin.
Okay.
And Arcazar is without Warlock. So,
okay.
Yeah, more and more Paladin bans. It seems like so far only 4 matches down with bans in the books this week, but Paladin's been banned twice, Priest once, Warlock once. A lot of people taking out the Paladin, I guess, to eliminate the clear-cut aggro.
Yeah, and if you have a slower lineup, especially like this Hunter, I imagine that the Hunter is probably concerned about getting out aggroed by the Paladin, so that doesn't surprise me too much.
No, I guess not. Yeah, because I don't even know how you would really tech to beat Paladin. Plus, Arcazar wound up losing Warlock in the end. Might even know that Ironfire has a tendency to ban Warlock quite a bit. So if that ban history of Warlock is in there, then you don't even really want to go up against Paladin anyway, because you might have a strong indication that you're not even going to get to going with your best counter.
Yeah, because I would imagine that if you see Paladin on the other side, you definitely want your Warlock in hand. Those Defiles and Hellfires can be pretty nasty, especially if you don't know which Paladin it is, because the dude Paladin, the Bubble Paladin, can definitely make life really hard for a Warlock, but you could be facing Murloc Paladin, in which case you definitely want to leave that up, because that's a very good matchup for the Warlocks.
Yeah, so the rest remains. They've got the Druid and the Hunter are left up. Now, after the balance changes, Aggro Druid basically got taken right off the map without Corridor Creeper in the mix. So, yeah, there's still plenty of Druids going on. Jade Druid is an option. Quest Druid, Spiteful Druid. There's a couple different ways to go.
Yeah, aggro druid seems to have kind of fallen off the map. I think with both control warlocks and control priest now becoming a thing. Jade druid
Yeah.
kind of making a resurgence, but there's a couple of different spiteful builds out there that are pretty spicy. So we shall see.
Yeah, Control Priest is interesting. Maybe Arcazar might actually be playing that, leaving the Warlock up, leaving the fellow Priest up. I've been liking Control Priest a decent amount, really. It's pretty solid overall, but there's plenty of Priest options too, of course. You can always blow people out with Divine Spirit, Inner Fire, Spiteful also completely fine.
Yeah, true. And the Inner Fire Priest does seem to be one of the more popular tournament takes as well, because you just play regular Dragon Priest for a while, and then all of a sudden you just hit him in the face for 20 or 24. So it's a pretty good tactic. Burst damage is a big deal in any kind of competitive environment.
Inner Fire Priests in tournaments, what have they been doing? Have they been leaving Warlock up and just teching in double silence?
Yeah, I think that's the way you have to go. And I mean, Priest certainly isn't lacking in silence tech. It can just pack the 0 mana silence, which is
really good, of course, because of Shadow Visions.
Indeed, yeah. I can always guarantee you get that one last piece of the combo that you need to finish out the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like they're just about ready to get started. We're going to turn on the spectator mode and get this party started.
Indeed, they're in. Let's see what they're doing. So, not that queuing things that matters too much in Conquest, but I'm guessing that they'd like to start off with some of their stronger classes here, maybe saving Hunter and Druid for more of another time. These are the 4th classes. It's probably better to get started with the big guns.
All right, so queuing up, we see Arcazar starting off with the Paladin, and that is a Murloc Paladin. Ironfire, we see the Doom Guard. That should indicate that and the Hellfire together tell us this is probably a Q block.
Oh yeah, very doubtful it's Zoo.
Yeah.
If Zoo would even ever run 2 Mortal Coils, sometimes the 1, but...
Yeah, but definitely never a Hellfire. That's
no
opposite to the Zoo game plan. So yeah, so far, this is definitely a good matchup for Ironfire. But we'll see if Arcazar can pull it up, because sometimes those Murlocs just get off to a crazy good start. And look at this opening hand for Arcazar. Tidecaller and a Grimscale Chum and a War Leader coming off the top.
All right, so... yeah, it could feel good to start off with that Grimscale Chum. You're basically doomed to a Defile at any point then, but you will have 3 or 4 health Murlocs depending on what you hit, so that's probably best. Like these turn 1 rope changes.
Oh yeah, that's very good for casters too. We get the spectation going. Ironfire is going to go ahead and Mortal Coil this Grimscale Chum. That's an easy matchup, but as you noted,
oh yeah,
that could be problematic for the Defile down the road. Arcazar picking up the Righteous Protector off the top.
Yeah, seems pretty reasonable just to dump these out. You got Divine Favor, you've got the War Leader to add pressure afterwards. This is just about as good as it can be for Arcazar, at least so far.
And Ironfire did pick up a Librarian off the draw last turn, so that will be available to him on turn 2. And that's about the only play aside from a life tap here, unless he wants to coin something out, but I don't think he does. Could coin out the Tar Creeper, but
I tend to think the coin's going to be a little bit better, especially since coining out that Tar Creeper, it'd be so unimpressive against Rallying Blade.
Arcazar picks up the Gentle Megasaur off the top.
That's what you wanted to see.
Perfect curve for the Murloc Paladin here.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, really no reason to think about this here at all.
Yeah, it's really hard to pass up a 4/4 war leader on 3. And Ironfire is going to have to find a way to answer this board, or otherwise that Megasaur is going to be able to punish him really hard with a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's possible that even if Ironfire could find Defile, there's really not a way to set it up quite yet.
Did pick up the Defile, but well, the Librarian could get it started, but it would not.
Oh yeah,
clear
Librarian.
Yeah.
Defile, and then even coining out the Mortal Coil to finish off the War Leader.
Yeah, so Ironfire does
great.
have a full clear here if he spots it.
I wonder if...
Yeah, I think it's really strong. Using the coin's not a huge deal because the best reloading for Arcazar at that point would be Call to Arms, at which point, well, even if Hellfire is not the best, you got the second Defile now even.
Yep, second Defile came into hand, and Ironfire does spot the clear, takes the coin and the Mortal Coil, gets a card out of the deal as well. Arcazar probably going to go with the Divine Favor here to refill and get a much nicer turn 5 than the one he's looking at now.
I think, yeah, the Favor would be good, but then the pressure drops. Maybe even just the Megasaurs. Fine.
Yeah, 5/4 is just a 5/4. It's not terrible.
It'd be unfortunate against a Spellstone if it was in hand at the time of the Librarian, but...
Yeah, Arcazar,
okay.
he's going for the refill.
Yeah, it's pretty likely to find a 1-drop. It's just not the most. But now the Megasaur is going to be good, rather than so. Ooh,
yeah,
Golden Sunkeeper. That's pretty.
Wow, that's hot. Arcazar, though, he does pick up his choice of 1-drops. He can go with the Tie Caller or the Inquisitor. And yeah, Tarim is a great follow-up to this refill. A couple of turns down the road, right behind both Megasaurs also in hand, and both Rockpool Hunters. This is if he can keep this board together, this is a great hand.
Yeah, I think Tide Caller makes sense. You just want to get the higher pressure Murloc going as quickly as possible. Well, Tar Creeper seems reasonable.
Yeah, pretty solid now. Ironfire picking up a Void Lord off the top. Not going to be able to play that unless he can pick up the Skull of the Minari. So yeah, looking like Tar Creeper is the play. Don't think he wants to burn any of those AoE on a single Murloc.
No way. And yeah, might as well save the Gluttonous Ooze while you're at it.
Yeah, that's an interesting tech. You don't generally see Gluttonous Ooze in this deck, but considering the amount of weapons that are in the format, makes perfect sense, honestly.
Yeah, against Hunter, against Paladin. Okay, so with 2 Megasaurs in hand, you could opt to just get a buff on both this and the Vile Spine, and then you set up a little bit of a board. You can get some good adaptations to try and set up the Tarim.
Yeah, and the second War Leader came into hand as well, so Kazar can start putting together a lethal push over a few turns if he wants to. And yeah, there's between the 2 Rock Pools and the Vile Fin and the Megasaurs, he can bump up this health quite high if he wants to get out of range of Ironfire's board clears.
Which path to
now, could also try and set up the Murlocs to force AoE on turn 5, which would be a little less ideal. You figure a Warlock usually wants to play a Lackey. Then, could take out the Tar Creeper in this way. You wouldn't even be susceptible to Defiles. So this is kind of nice.
Yeah, this is a pretty good setup here. As long as Ironfire doesn't pick up a 2-health minion to get behind that Defile, this board is going to partially stick. No, second Void Lord.
Of course, Hellfire is good enough.
Yeah, Hellfire will get the job done as well, and Arcazar is going to be back to the drawing board if he opts for it. And I think he wants to. Didn't have no Defile option picked up off the top. So yeah, Hellfire. Probably.
2 Void Lords, you hate to see that, but there's another Doomguard to get picked up if there should be a Lackey off the top, which could be killed with Dark Pact. That could be a decent a decent play if nothing else is really showing.
Yep, and War Leader coming in front of this Cold Lights here. They get picked up off
Yeah,
the
why
top.
not?
That's even more healthy Murlocs. And now Ironfire truly is out of options to clear here, outside of doing something very drastic. So, limited options. Doesn't want to play the Doomguard raw.
I think a drastic option. Yeah, you could play the Doomguard. The War Leader is scary. Carnivorous Cube, maybe even with the Mistress being at 18 health,
Yeah,
could be interesting. Get your little 4/6 body out there to try and help deal with what's going on. Could set up defiles by smacking into the War Leader at some point.
true enough. Yeah, I have seen Mistress into Gelatinous or Carnivorous Cube on occasion just to get some healing going. Ooh, Ironfire's going for the raw Doomguard here.
Ooh,
Loses
lost
a
the
board
defile.
clear.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Really wanted to discard one of those Void Lords, probably. To play 2 of them from hand at that point. Yeah.
And Arcazar picking up a Spellbreaker off the top. That's going to be part of his in-game solution for sure. But for now, he's probably going to have to choose between a single Tarim or a Hero Power plus a Megasaur here. Which one do you think he's going to go with?
I would tend to think the Megasaur. And yeah, I mean, you saw that second Defile get discarded. That's pretty good to see. So you don't even have to worry about a Defile so much. You could either trade first with the Mistress in case you get Divine Shields maybe, or you could adapt first if you think that you'd like to take out that Doomguard to protect the Megasaur.
And is trading even on the menu for Arcazar, or does he just need to push damage at this point? Do you ever trade as the Murloc Paladin here?
Yeah. Not sure. It's just it's kind of nice to trade in that Mistress if you're going for something like the Divine Shield. The Death Rattle would be nice too with a Hellfire down and both Defiles.
True.
If you can get the... Oh, okay. Interesting.
All right, so this prevents the Doomguard from getting any more hits in, but he does have... Ironfire does have the option to cube it and restore it for later, so I think he's going to go straight for that. Oh, there's a Dark Pact in hand as well. Oh my goodness.
Cube, a Dark Pact, and then you could play the Mistress. It doesn't seem important to. You don't need it for healing. Yeah.
Yeah, he just went for trade material. Man, what a big turn for Ironfire here.
Yeah, maybe that was worth thinking about in trying to kill the Doomguard, actually.
Yeah,
with the cube potential.
That was the question. Do you ever trade? And if the question is, if the answer to that question is, I have a carnivorous cube, then the answer just might be yes. But between the Mistress and the Dark Pact, Ironfire back to 30. Arcazar's burned through quite a lot of his Murloc offense. This is starting to look pretty grim for Arcazar, I gotta say.
Yeah, kind of needs another favor going on. There could be some interesting plays here. If you could manage to get a Divine Shield off the adaptation, you could play Rallying Blade along with it and get some trades up, because just leaving these up...
Yeah, it's going to be trouble on a long enough timeline. But Arcazar is going to have to get moving here. Play that one of those Megasaurs for the adapt and see what he gets. But he's running out of time. He's on half a rope here.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking too much about adaptations on the rope. +3 health, yeah.
Rallying Blade comes in. Yep. It'll allow him to clear the Mistress and not really suffer any blowback for it. Goes face with 3/6. Oh, N'Zoth comes off the top, but Ironfire hasn't really played any Death Rattles aside from a cube and a couple of Mistresses. So Void Lord's going to be the play coming up in the next turn or two. Oh,
I don't think you want to play that. These Void Lords are going to be the ticket.
Yeah,
now
it's tempting to punch in 15, but yeah, those 2 Void Lords are how Ironfire is going to close out this game. So he's probably just going to sit on this.
I would think so. I mean, 25 is safe, and you'll still have a Doomguard left, assuming you'd want to kill that Megasaur. And it's going to take 6 damage investment, in theory, to take this Doomguard out. So yeah, probably fine. Arkezar can play some tricks here with the. Let's see, double hero power would be 5 mana, and is at 9, so you can adapt plenty of Murlocs here
Which
with
path
2
to
Defiles down.
choose?
Yeah, and does he consider taking something like a poisonous, knowing that you're coming up on turn 9 for a control lock?
I think that'd be pretty tempting if it comes up.
Yeah, and here comes the Megasaur, so let's see what the offer is. Wind Fury.
Attack would be cool. Wind Fury's nice.
Yeah,
Death Rattle, Taram's gone, so.
Well, the Wind Fury, yeah, all of his damage buffs are gone. Both War Leaders and the first Megasaur have all been played, so Wind Fury, not a huge benefit here. Oh, he's going to take it to clear the Doom Guard. That makes sense.
Protect the Megasaur.
Ooh. Doom Guard off the top for Iron Fire, but Void Lord's a pretty clear play here.
Yeah, you have to give it a try at least, because even if the first one gets silenced, with both War Leaders played and both Megasaurs played, you won't be dead. That's what 12. That's 17 damage.
Maul comes in with Divine Shield. He definitely
if only
wanted
gave the +1 attack.
Oof. Oh, the +1 attack would have been great. Yeah.
Would have been lethal along with the weapon swing, I think. But hey, Divine Shields are great. This is
depending on how many Mauls he's playing, he might be playing a second Maul. Or how many Rallying Blades have we seen? 1 or 2?
Just the one.
Okay, so there's another avenue for damage buffs, but yeah, this is going to be a good bit of damage for Arkezar. 6, 8, 10, 12, 17, 19 damage. My goodness.
What would Uther do?
This is all clearly going face. You would never want to get this Void Lord in a position where it could kill itself off and get revived by Gul'dan.
No, but then again, he did just get burned by leaving a Doom Guard on the board, so he's probably thinking about it. But yeah, he looks like it's all going face.
With the other cube, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it'd be a lot to have the other cube and the other Dark Pact. So many actions to complete here.
This will set Iron Fire to 3, though, and but Iron Fire does have the second Void Lord in hand to put a stop to this. So Arkezar is going to be on very few outs after that.
Does this Void Lord, with the combination of the Wind Fury and the Divine Shields, you can actually get through it relatively easily. Let's see that Cold Light Seer can take out two Void Walkers that come out after. The Megasaur and the Spellbreaker take out.
You're right. That
the
is
Void Lord itself.
That's still just lethal. You're absolutely right.
Although, yeah. So let's see. Ironfire, knowing that Ironfire is going to have to look at the board and see what's going to happen if this Void Lord gets played.
Yeah,
because that's the only play.
Right, and he has to calculate very carefully how much damage he's going to get to the Void Lord.
So, but I think you got to tap that Cold Light Seer, and that might be enough. Because then that's not taking out 2 Void Walkers.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
interesting.
Arkezar, I think he just has to punch it in. I don't think he wants to think about this too much. That's a lot of inputs. 75 seconds is...
APM matters. And unfortunately, with all these Divine Shields, the Call to Arms is not getting played at all.
No. But
Can't be.
It is a refill, at least, if things go south. But with the
not only that, you thin your deck to get to that second Divine Favor sooner, which could be significant.
True. So he's going to punch through as many of these as he possibly can.
I don't think this can be lethal. Well, let's see. One of the Wind Fury Murlocs attacked already.
I think this is still just enough. Yeah, because he's gonna kill.
Oh yeah, the Vile Fin
hasn't attacked yet. Yeah, wow, look at that.
He could have even gotten more damage. Yeah.
Some very careful arithmetic for Arkezar to secure the first win in this series. Man, Slimch, that was impressive.
Yeah, the unfavored matchup too. That feels good.
Indeed, yeah. So that matchup's out of the way. So Arcazar does not have to worry about queuing in his paladin into that warlock anymore. That's good news.
Yeah, I'm guessing he left the warlock up, so it's either he gave up against it entirely and is thinking about beating up some type of slower druid if that's something you can target, which I think it's possible that you could. So maybe that's what Arcazar is thinking about, but yeah, we'll see if the warlock can get a win. I would still keep queuing it up as Ironfire, probably. I mean, warlock's a very, very good class.
We jump into a
Got
priest mirror here.
instead.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, the Free from Amber tells us Ironfire is playing the Spiteful for sure. Arcazar probably also playing Spiteful. The Cobalt Scalebane not very common in the control variant. So this could be just a straight Spiteful mirror, Slimsh.
Okay. Well, the player on the coin can have an advantage if they get to that Spiteful first.
Yeah, it is a race to the Spiteful Summoner a lot of the time just because of that huge board swing of an 8 or a 10 mana card being summoned for free. But yeah, we'll wait for the mulligan for Arcazar. He's considering carefully just exactly how much of this he wants to keep, if any of it. Ironfire having the same decision.
Tar Creeper's pretty good, but you really would like Cleric on 1. Changes a lot. Yeah, I don't think you're ever really keeping Cobalt or Twilight. Yeah, Tar Creeper good enough.
Yeah, they went right to the wire on there. Now, I was saying that this was a Spiteful Mirror, but Arcazar with the Cabal Shadow Priest could be more of a control variant rather than a straight Spiteful Summoner.
True.
Maybe even the same for Ironfire. It's a Primordial Drake, not a usual inclusion for Spiteful.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I've only seen Primordial Drake in the more control.
Well, maybe
priest.
Maybe I had the wrong read on this. Maybe this is going to be a control priest mirror.
Maybe.
But then maybe it's a hybrid. Who knows? Yeah, the Free from Amber.
It'd be weird. It'd be weird for a control priest to only be playing the big spells because.
Well,
pint-sized potions.
That answers that. There's the Spiteful Summoner for Arcazar. I guess just choosing to run the Cabal Shadow Priest in combination with the Twilight Acolyte, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And
so could pick up some draw here, or Ironfire seemed to have been intending the other Cabal Talon Priest. You could even buff up the Talon Priest, smack in, soften it up.
And depending on Ironfire's read of Arcazar's Priest, yeah, he may just go with the health buffs to, as opposed to the card draw to try and take down that Tar Creeper. Because if he's guessing or trying to hedge against Inner Fire Priest, he doesn't want to leave that Tar Creeper up for very long. Keleseth coming into the hand for Kazar.
Oh, Keleseth. Okay, so this is the non-Nether Spite Historian type deal.
Interesting. The Spiteful Summoner builds really have moved away from Prince Keleseth, but Kazar choosing to stay with it.
Yeah. Okay, well, no play available, so might as well get hitting and get healing. Probably healing the 3/4.
Yeah, gonna go with the bigger one.
Or not. Okay, that's gonna leave the other Town Priest for dead. But I guess that's okay.
Yep, and then Ironfire picks up his Spiteful Summoner, but he has burned the coin for that turn 2 Cabal Talon Priest, which means Arcazar is going to hit it first. But 2 Dracops available for Arcazar here.
Yep, and lucky for Arcazar, the buffed one comes up off the top. Didn't even have a dragon beforehand.
Yeah, they're buffing each other, huh?
Actually, I don't see why. No real reason to hold back this 6/7. I'd get him out there. Yep. It contests both the minions there, and if there's a death, then that's probably good news for your Spiteful Summoner.
That's
these are interesting options.
My client is not showing the offerings. What do we have up, Slimsh?
Twilight Drake, Duskbreaker, and North Shore Cleric. So Yeah, he took the Dustbreaker. I kind of like that.
Oh, I like it too. There's a huge lack of removal in AoE in this mirror match,
Yeah.
so Dustbreaker is going to be great.
As good as Twilight Drake is. Okay, pretty straightforward stuff with the Cobalt.
Yep. Ironfire can't contest the 6/7, so he just goes face. But now Arcazar has 6 mana and the Spiteful Summoners in hand, so here we go.
Yeah. As tempting as the Cabal is, you don't even want to.
Free from Ember gives him an 8.
And then what's the Dracnoid operative? I don't know if what you get if what you get ever
Katharina.
changes that. I don't suppose you're playing beasts, huh?
Probably not, but Katharina Winter Wisp. Although I have seen the occasional deck running the worms that have the Death Rattle summon a bunch of 1/1s.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible, but probably not likely. But a free 6/6 is still pretty good.
Okay, Ironfire. Time for Ironfire's turn. Probably pretty likely to get something better,
Got the 10.
whether it's 8 or 10.
Oh, the 10
Actually,
was the only thing he
it could
had.
only be the 10.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, Yashiraj coming out of the Spiteful Summoner. My goodness.
That could be good. Wonder if Ironfire plays 2 Primordial Drakes.
Ooh, what a pull that would be. Man, he's considering now if he needs to trade anything, but I don't know. I think maybe... Well, you might want to protect the Yashiraj and sacrifice that 6/6. I can see
Yeah.
that.
You figure there are no beasts.
Right.
If there were beasts, you might not kill her. You might kill the Spiteful. Or no, you'd kill the 6/2. Well, either way, Yashiraj is going to be contested.
Oh, he's going to go with the value trade and kill off the 4/4, leave up the 6/6s.
Is there a taunt?
Yashiraj pulls out a Tar Creeper. That's really good.
Okay. Could be silenced. Probably worth it. It's the only way to get through.
Yeah, Arcazar has no way to kill off that 10/10 Yashiraj, so he's gotta have to silence it if he wants to stop it from pulling minions onto the board.
Yeah, the Dustbreaker would be one off if you were to do something like hit the Winter Wisp into the Tar Creeper, and then the operative into the Yashiraj could be good, but
Well, I bet you
it's a
Arcazar
little
is
off.
right now regretting throwing away that Twilight Acolyte in the mulligan.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd give him an easy steal and a huge board swing, but yeah, he's reaching for that Song Stealer. I think that's his only option here, just to stop the bleeding. Even though I think does it even still just leave up almost, that's 23 damage still on the board though, so after the Tar Creeper.
Yeah,
so,
he's gonna have to hope that this Grand Archivist has something.
Oh, he's silencing the
Up
Tar
his sleeve.
Creeper. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. Didn't even think about that angle. So yeah, that takes care of the Yashiraj,
Oh, yeah.
but still leaves 12 damage on the board for Ironfire. And see, Ironfire has
I
options
think-
here.
You could sneak in a draw rather than the Nether Spite, get the operative off either way, or the Scalebane if you prefer. I kind of like the Scalebane because you've got a couple weak bodies on the board that might be nice to buff, but then operative gives you more options. So
Yeah, he's gonna. Another Spiteful Summoner. My goodness, that's
Or
hard
Shard.
to pass up. Yeah, the Shard's really good too, but man, I can't blame Ironfire for passing up the Spiteful Summoner since.
well, yeah, the Spiteful's doubly nice for Ironfire because Mind Control's the only card in the deck.
Yep.
So you know that as good as Spiteful is, just all the time, it's guaranteed to be the best it can be here.
Historian offering Malygos or a Scaled Nightmare or Dustbreaker.
I don't see why not Duskbreaker. You've got plenty of big stuff if you're ahead. So why not get AoE if you somehow, by some miracle, fall behind?
Yep, and Ironfire with a huge board advantage punches in most of it, trades away Arcazar's only minion. Arcazar picking up that Twilight Acolyte now off the top though. So
Okay.
Cabal
Could
Talent
be
Priest
good next turn.
will be live next turn if he wants to use it.
In the meantime, maybe just the Archivist, 2 free from Ambers and a Mind Control.
Yeah, Arcazar still has spells in the deck, so yeah, that looks like what he's reaching for. Plus the Keleseth buff makes it a 5/8, so it's going to be hard to get rid of.
Yeah.
Mind Control is going to take
Okay.
something away.
Is it going to be the operative?
It is the
Spiteful
operative.
Summoner. Oh my god.
Best option, 1 in 5. Sometimes lucky.
Now, the Spiteful Summoner will pick up something really big with Mind Control. You can also heal with that.
So I would
Or
assume...
you could just get your choice from Free From Amber, possibly Obsidian.
I gotta
useful.
imagine, though, with only 1 spell in the deck, he wants to play that Spiteful Summoner out just to hedge against drawing the last one. That
True.
way, it's not a dead card in hand. So I would imagine he'd go for it here, but... I mean, you could be right. He might just go for Free From Amber, look for like a big taunt, Obsidian Statue, Sleepy Dragon, something like that, just to continue being able to push damage. Although the board state has that Mind Control kind of flipped the board state to a state of parity. Arcanes are actually putting up more damage right now than Ironfire. Ironfire just reaching for the Primordial Drake for the taunt. Okay.
Yeah. I guess it seemed like the most reasonable way to actually kill the Archivist. There weren't any other ways of actually killing the Archivist other than Duskbreaker, but this makes a little more sense.
And
Has the better
Arcazar,
body up.
he could go for the Spiteful Summoner he pulled off the top, but he's going to go with the Acolyte Priest combo here. Oh, what happened there?
Wait.
Oh, the buff, the Kelisef buff. Switched it to 3 health instead of 2. He can't combo it now. So now he has to call an audible to go for the Spiteful Summoner to pick up an 8 off the Free From Amber.
Well, I guess this is why you don't play Kelisef.
Kelisef version. Well, the Grizzled Guardian though is it's a weak body, but it is gonna
I
pull
say
off
you
some
back
stuff.
it.
Yeah.
Potion of Madness isn't gonna bite you.
No, and you know what? It's a value trade now because you still leave it at 1 health.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
Grizzled Guardian. Arcazar had the Tar Creeper up earlier.
Arcazar declining the trade. Ironfire picking up a Shadow Ascendant finally out of the deck.
All right. So, yeah, wow. What's it going to be? You could pull off that Spiteful Summoner. You could get the Shadow Ascendant down too if you want. You can't get through here.
Yeah, this is a tough position for Ironfire.
Although, actually, you could. Duskbreaker could be of some consequence here, but you saw the 1 Tar Creeper get played. So you figure the other will get recruited and mess up your plans if you're trying to get through with making this cleric kill that operative or something.
Yeah, and Librarians, or rather Historian, still in hand for Ironfire. He could try and pick up a second Duskbreaker. Has option. No, he's going to go for the Spiteful Summoner and see what he gets off that Mind Control.
Unfortunately, this goes into the Mind Control turn.
Oh, again! Ironfire picks up Yashiraj off the Spiteful Summoner a second time.
Another one. Well, I guess the good news is... Oh, that's interesting, but there's... Oh, there is Mind Control.
The Mind Control's still in the deck.
Okay.
So
Arcazar can Mind Control the Yashiraj.
Yep.
Oh, another Twilight Acolyte picked up another 3-attack Twilight Acolyte
that does
ruins
not
all the
combo
synergy.
with the Shadow Priest. But
So-
Arcazar, he's got to find an answer. He's got to get through that 3/8 taunt from the Primordial Drake, and he has to answer the Archivist, and he has to answer the Yashiraj.
What if you just Mind Control the Archivist? You can take plenty of damage off the board, and you still got this taunt up in the way that's going to pull your other Tar Creeper.
True.
You just Mind Control the Archivist. Would the effect go off? Yeah.
Yes, it would.
So although it pulled the Mind Control earlier.
Yeah, so this is the second Mind Control. He goes with the yeah, this way he clears the Archivist.
So
And
kill the Archivist.
Yasharaj gets
Okay.
its Heart Creeper.
Oh, that's unfortunate because that's what was going to come off of
the
the
Grizzled Guardian,
Grizzled
yeah.
Guardian. That was its one redeeming factor of the low roll.
Yeah, and yeah, it just got pulled. Yasharaj just pulled it out onto the deck, so Arkezar
Well-
is going to be down to whatever. I think we know there's a Glacial Shard in there, so it's
Let's steal that Yasharaj back,
right.
I suppose.
I you ever see that that skit from Police Squad from back in the '80s where the cop would bribe the
Well,
rat
I wouldn't have been
back and
born yet.
forth?
I have not seen it.
Oh well,
What's
there's
it
a
called?
Police Squad. It's an old TV show
Police-
where they basically the cop would bribe the guy on the street, and they would bribe each other back and forth with the same $20 bill. That's kind of
I'll go
how
find
this
that now.
feels,
That
right?
sounds funny. I think, yeah, you gotta mind control that sucker.
Yeah, you got to. They're just gonna keep passing this Yasharaj back and forth.
What is it wins with?
Yeah. And
And,
that's
Ascendance looks like they're gonna trade into the Tar Creeper. I mean, it's gotta happen sooner or later. Yasharaj pulling out the second Dustbreaker. Oh, that's a bad roll. He doesn't want to see that at all.
well, hey, you can clear the board here now
Yeah.
with the trades and the Dustbreaker. Yeah, definitely save that operative for after.
Yeah, he's
Oh, guess we're
doesn't think about it quickly enough. He's just going for the 5/6 body.
well.
Client's bugged again. What's the offering, Slimj?
Spiteful Summoner, Song Stealer, Dustbreaker. Spiteful's good. You still have your Free from Ambers in your deck,
True enough.
so
That
why
is
not?
the take.
Well,
yeah.
you could Twilight Acolyte the Yasharaj, not kill it, but neutralize it at least in attacking power.
Right.
Now you could manipulate them into fatigue.
And well, he's reaching for the Twilight Acolyte. That actually might be the play here.
Yeah, just to neuter it a little bit.
And the trade's coming in. Oh, he's going to give Ironfire a card before the value trade. Considering the trade with the Grizzled Guardian, he goes for it.
Maybe this was intentional. Maybe this
Oh.
was intentional.
You know what, though? The Keleseth buff makes those 3-drop and 1-drop pretty good, actually.
Oh, I'm confused. I thought Grizzled Guardian. Oh,
It's
okay,
not
it just
4
pulls
mana,
minions.
it's 4 mana or less.
Yeah, it
so
doesn't
they
have
get-
to be taunts either.
Yeah, no. So that's
Oh yeah, and they're buffed too.
right. So yeah, that's actually a
Good.
really great result for Arkezar.
Okay.
This- This is
Well-
one of the most back and forth games you and I have ever cast.
Yeah. Which is usually not how these matchups will go. Well, hey, Dustbreaker, it goes a long way
I wonder.
to clearing this stuff up, and you can
Yeah,
follow it up with whatever you want. Cobalt Scalebane seems good.
yeah, that puts the
Oh, that's even
Acolyte down to
better.
a 2/2.
Of course, you silence that thing.
Yeah, that's not a full board clear, but a pretty good neutralization. But Ironfire loses the second
Oh.
Spiteful Summoner. That
No, that's
hurts.
okay. There were no spells left in
Oh,
the
that's
deck
true.
anyway.
Yeah, true enough.
This is as good as it is.
Kazar.
Dustbreaker time?
Yeah, looks like it. He's setting it up.
Dustbreaker and
Spiteful
yeah, why
Summoner.
not Spiteful?
Full clear
Arkezar's
for
got the huge
Arkezar.
advantage here,
Yeah, this is
having big spells left.
right. It's going to be an 8 mana.
Although mind control, so depending on how good it is, you can always just take it or make your own. Okay, I guess we're gonna
pretty
make
weak.
our own. That thing sucks.
Low roll, but it is still a full board clear for Arkezar, and managed to put 12 power on board. So Ironfire back
Yeah.
to the drawing board. He's got to do some work here.
Maybe now's the time for some free from Amber. And
Ooh,
you can never complain about the statue. I mean, it contests everything. It could get some value in 2 or 3 for wanting.
But man, that Deathwing. I mean, how many acolytes has Arkezar played? Is it just worth it just to drop the Deathwing?
Both
He
of
knows,
them.
Yeah, and the mind controls are gone, so that'd just
Yeah.
be. He'd have to Arkezar would have to full trade into the 12/12.
And would need some source of damage, which it's not sure how that come to be. It would have to be another Duskbreaker. I do like getting the statue though. It
Yeah.
contests everything and it can go 2 or 3 for 1.
True enough, yeah. And considering the Nether Spite to pick up another dragon, I think it's worth.
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Ooh, Temporis, that's interesting. But I think you take the Bone Drake here, or the Drakop.
Or I think Operative.
Okay.
Getting to pick something that's in your deck essentially, since it's the mirror.
Oh, and the Talon Priest, or excuse me, the Song Stealer came off the top, which is going to allow Arkezar to silence that Obsidian statue.
He's going to make a big board in the meantime.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this board just got huge.
Okay. Well,
Arkezar saying...
one silence.
Yeah. He's saying, I have the advantage here. You're going to have to continue to clear this board if you don't want to get raced down. And Ironfire has options, but that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, so do you go for the other Free from Amber, or do you just mind control the 6/6 or something?
Well, the Obsidian statue will get a trade, probably on the 5/4, the Tortola and Primordial. But
well, you're not dead if you are if you're killing the little golden Tortolan over there. So if you're not dead, you can squeeze in the heal along with Free from Amber. Or play both Operatives. I mean, you're just not dead. And Priest can't get damage. So...
yeah, there's absolutely no burst damage in either of these decks. Drakop's going to give a... Glacial Shard's a pretty good option here. He's going to go for it.
I like Shard.
Yeah. Twilight...
Drake and Shard.
Yeah, the Shard will stop the 6/6 from producing any trades. Give Ironfire a little bit of time to try and neutralize this board. The Free from Amber coming into hand for Arkezar. That's a pretty good option. I mean, all of these options are decent.
Yeah. Well, the Twilight Drake... it's just a dragon to hold at this point.
Yeah, true enough. You probably don't want to play it as a 4/4 given the board state, so yeah, probably just go for the Free from Amber instead of floating mana behind the Scalebait.
Yep. Lots of good trades to happen.
What's the offering here, Slimch?
Wow, these are... well, it's just an 8/8. Had the choice of Sea Giant or Alexstrasza, so of course you take Alexstrasza.
Yeah, it's another dragon. Yeah. Well, it's an 8/8's an 8/8, and now Arkezar has to consider how he's going to trade down this board.
That makes sense. And then...
ooh, he's going to face the remainder. Interesting. Oh no, he's gonna partial trade. Fair enough. I don't know if the heal on the 4/4 really does anything for him here. But he
plays around Primordial Drake.
Oh, and yeah, speaking of a Primordial
Which
Drake,
there are 2 of.
Yep, just top decked it for Ironfire. So he has that.
Let's see.
Options.
Mind
for days.
Control. I think that Primordial Drake plus the heal on one of these minions while trading down the Twilight Drake. But then you've got the Alexstrasza left up, which will kill your Primordial Drake.
Mind
okay,
controls
just gonna
the
rip
8/8.
the Mind Control.
Yep.
And leaves the other stuff up. Yeah. That's probably the best play, because you've set up...
This is a lethal
nearly
setup.
lethal.
Yeah, that's 17 damage for Ironfire minus the trades. So Arkezar must trade here to keep from losing the game. Although he does have the option for the Northshire Cleric to draw a card, maybe find another out here.
Yeah. What could even be drawn that would be of significance? I think whatever the case is going to be here, you could squeeze in that Cleric and then just kill the... you could heal the Twilight Drake and then kill the Twilight Drake. Or there's this too. Just making a big wide board.
Arkezar just
wide Keleseth board.
Dump as much as you can on the board. This is a lethal setup for Arkezar now, so now Ironfire's in the position to have to trade or lose the game.
Oh, what a great Primordial Drake.
Yeah, this is a fantastic Drake turn though. And
then yeah, you could play that Shadow Ascendant afterward. I don't know if healing's going to be important. I think Alexstrasza,
I wonder.
it could trade to protect the Drake.
Could, yeah, and it all but the 8/5 are value trades. So he probably wants to trade it
Or
to the Scalebane if I had to
I
pick my
wonder.
targets.
alternatively, yeah, you could. It's unfortunate you couldn't heal before hitting the Scalebane. That'd be giving a card, and Arcazar is just about out, so you'd probably like to keep it that way.
Ironfire's still
It could-
undecided. He's on the rope.
I think Primordial Drake is clear. It's just a question of where's Alex trading and where's my heal going. Okay,
All right.
gonna take out the thing which would directly kill the Primordial.
Yeah, this protects the Primordial Drake from being traded away thanks to the Shadow Ascendant. Now Arcazar picks up Free from Amber off the top, so another big play available for him. But depending on the offering, this may or may not be what he needs.
I wonder.
I think Free from Amber is clearly going to be the play, but man, that poor Cabal's been stranded all game because of the Twilight, because of the Kaliseth.
Kaliseth
It could take the Shadow Set. Oh, he's gonna.
He's thinking about it. Oh, he committed a
Change
trade.
your mind.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cabal got her value.
So
You got one card deeper.
Yeah, 2 cards now buffing the board.
Oh, that is.
Ooh. Duskbreaker
You-
off the top.
You might as well just trade into the Cabal because you don't want to heal your Primordial. And you could just play the Cobalt or the Operative. Probably the Operative. Wow, that was just what Ironfire wanted.
My goodness, Arcazar regretting that half trade into the Primordial Drake. A Cobalt Scalebane being picked up for Ironfire. Yet more power for the end game. 5/7 Skulking Geist, not a bad play, but I think Arcazar is going to be reaching for that Free from Amber here, looking for some way to save this match.
Obsidian statue would be neat. Yeah, there it is.
Goodness me. I gotta tell you, Free from Amber gets so many Obsidian statues.
Oh yeah, good old class discover bias. Now Ironfire could just go with the double scale banes here. That'd be all your dragons, but
Yeah.
you get the big board out there to take down the statue in one shot. Although it'll take out Duskbreaker next turn probably.
Yeah, he's reaching
There's
for the
this too.
Acolyte. Yeah, kind of minimize the amount of damage that he can do to the board.
Oh, interesting. And then you can kill it with as many minions up as possible, and then play the Scalebane behind it. That's pretty smart.
All right.
And even squeeze in the heal.
Yeah,
That's
so
a really good play.
This will put 16 power on board for Ironfire, out of single
Wow.
turn lethal range. But now one of the Dustbreakers is live. He's got to go for it here.
Okay. Yep. And gonna go with Geist while at it. Just get the body out there. Really. Wow. Okay,
Another-
but the last Free from Amber is here, and Ironfire gets to play it,
man,
and can also heal behind this and get a value trade.
they are down to 2 and 4 cards respectively, and
Yeah.
Ironfire, having drawn a couple, is really what is saving the match in this game
I
here.
wonder.
He's got the card advantage. He's got options, and the board's
Yep.
at parity. This gives him the advantage. He's Free from Amber, definitely a tempting take,
Oh yeah.
but Tar Creeper Scalebane doesn't suck either. All right, going for a partial trade with the Tar Creeper Cobalt Scalebane. This will set up lethal next turn unless Arcazar comes up with something.
Wow. It's hard to pass up the Free from Amber, but I guess just having both the Scalebanes on the board with the Tar Creeper is going to set up lethal more likely than not. So
Arcazar really needed a dragon off the top to activate that Duskbreaker and let him get a
Yep.
partial clear on this board, because this is going to leave Ironfire on lethal.
Yep. jeez.
It is finished.
That's such a
Goodness.
back and forth. So Ironfire with the win. It's 1-1 now.
Scores
so
are tied.
Arkezar's Priest is revealed, and Ironfire still has the Warlock, still has the Druid. Maybe Ironfire feels better knowing that that was there, but he did see the Twilight Acolyte and Cabal combinations, which can give Warlock some trouble, assuming you don't cheat out the demons as early as you'd like.
All right, the Hunter now coming into play for Arkezar. Let's see what we have. Well, that's a Spellbreaker, so that's not necessarily a Spell Hunter. Animal Companion, a quick keep for Arkezar. It kind of tells me he knows exactly what he's trying to do with this deck.
Okay. Doomsayer, good things to slow a Hunter down. In fact, this hand in general is just...
Yeah. Mortal Coil challenges challenges Alley Cats. Tar Creeper stops any kind of offense. Get the possessed lackey to pull out your Tar Creeper. This is a pretty good hand for Ironfire.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with keeping it. Okay. Ditches the Mortal Coil, has 2 lackeys now on the coin. Oh, wow.
Wow, that's a
Okay,
that's a pretty good way to start the game with no opening for Arkezar on 2 mana. Oof, and just the
Well,
Hyena's just gonna get traded away. He really just has to hero power here.
I guess you might as well play it to try and set up one of these animal companions to try and do something repeatedly.
Yeah, he's just throwing it down to take the 2/2 off the board, I guess.
Yeah, I like tapping. Could have played the Doomsayer, but getting to play the Tar Creeper next turn is pretty reassuring all on its own. You get the free heal. Okay, this is really just a mid-rangey type Hunter.
Yeah, just straight up mid-range Hunter.
Yeah, no spells or secrets or nothing.
No frills. Although the kindly grandmother came in just a turn too late there. But Misha is probably the role he wants against the Warlock, to be honest.
Kind of grandmother's pretty awkward to file in general. Man, Arkezar really appreciates the golden cards.
Yeah, that's
okay. Gonna go with Librarian and Doomsayer, I guess.
Yeah, this isn't bad. Although Arkezar will be able to answer that with the Eaglehorn bow if he chooses to, and he's equipping it. So,
I guess it's good news in part to be soaking up damage like this, because I think what Ironfire is likely to do now is just coin out these lackeys back to back. If one gets silenced, the other will go off. It's pretty strong. In fact, if one should stick, you can eat it with the cube.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, the Dark Pact in hand.
If you want.
I mean, there's a ton of healing available for Ironfire here. That's 12 points. So he has room to face tank a little bit.
Oh, true. Yeah, why not just keep the coin then, since you have the Dark Pact?
Right, and Tar Creeper prevents a little more damage from hitting face. Arkezar,
hey,
Firefly coming off the top.
Unleash is good.
Yeah, Unleash. That'll give us 3 1/1s. And
not bad at all.
No.
You can get through. Yeah, Misha doesn't even have to get hurt here. You can get through the taunt and even take out the Librarian while you're at it. And play what? Grandmother?
Yeah, although he does go for the trade, though, on the Mistress of Mixtures. Both cubes now already in hand for Ironfire.
Okay, Defile would be a clear here.
Yeah, but
not the case.
But he can also just lackey coin Dark Pact. Forget the 8 points of healing. Get a demon out immediately.
Or just lackey, because if it gets silenced or if it gets ignored, then you'll take the damage, and then I guess you'll heal the other lackey. You'll trade with this one to kill Misha and have the other lackey do its job.
Huffer gets the roll on the second Animal Companion, delivers 12 damage right away for Arkezar, but that leaves the Lackey up, which allows Ironfire to pact, and he picked up the second pact off the top. Oh yeah, he can just trade for the Void Lord. My goodness. And then cube and pact.
And then kill it.
Oh my goodness.
And then pact it. Okay.
All right. So game probably over now for Arkezar.
You know,
Well played.
it's a funny world. Hunter just doesn't have cards like that, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Not really fair. Hunter just can't do things like that. Although there are some cube hunters.
Yes, I have seen Cube. Glass plays it on stream, but I have tried it. It is not good. No offense to Glass, but you know, I once heard Chalky comment that a card / deck is not good unless it cheats, and Hunter doesn't really cheat that much, but Warlock cheats a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's just the Druid left for Ironfire, and then that's another loss sustained for the Spicey boys.
Yeah.
Or no, sorry, Ironfire is.
Ironfire is Spicy Boys, yes. Arkezar is ATL, of course. But this leaves Ironfire on the Druid, so Arkezar has to win with both the Spiteful Priest, which is queuing now, and that mid-range Hunter against the Druid. I see a Doomsayer, I see a Jade, I see a Naturalize.
Interesting. Naturalize.
Now, the Jade Blossom doesn't necessarily communicate a Jade Druid. It could just be there for ramp. But the Doomsayer,
Could definitely.
Yeah, I could be some variety of ramp druid.
Look at that! Oh, that glacial shard could have preserved himself, but it would have been wild growth anyway.
My pit bull puppy has decided to join the cast.
Oh. Well, nothing too eventful here for Arkezar.
No, no play available for Arkezar. None of the 1 or 2 drops coming into play. In fact, there's not even anything until 4, and that's not even that attractive.
Oh my god. Feels good to know that there's no Shadow Word Pain waiting for you.
Yeah. Ironfire knows full well this is a Spiteful Priest, so there is no way for Arkezar to answer this. And he just
oh my
gets
god, Ironfire's ramping all the way up.
My goodness.
Like, wow.
8 mana already available for Ironfire next turn.
Yeah. Ironfire's going to have trouble dumping the hand in time enough to use this ultimate infestation.
And Arkezar needed to have a Song Stealer off the top there if he wanted to try and handle this this Fandral Stack Helm, but no, he's just going to play out the Elementals.
I would have thought that maybe Coin's Scalebane could have been the plan.
Scalebane behind a Tar Creeper is usually pretty good. Now Ironfire on 8 mana has Malfurion the Pestilent available.
He's getting
with
all
both.
the things.
Yes.
All the things. Plus, why not a Jade Idol?
He shuffles a Jade Idol. That's interesting. Oh, he's got both. That's right. Fandral's up. So he's just getting everything. Ironfire getting the full advantage of Fandral Stack Helm here. Although...
Okay, well, the Geist does eliminate that, but... Ironfire's ramped so hard and has so much on the board here now. These Poison Spiders are going to get to work. They could have gotten taken out with the Dustbreaker.
Yeah.
If he wanted to.
Arkezar just feeling like he had to respect those Jade Idols, but yeah, I think you're right. Why not do
Use
a little bit of damage to the board here? Yeah.
That coin was a big deal.
Yeah, the 1/2 spiders are underrated. They're gonna do a lot of heavy lifting here and be able to give our Ironfire a full clear.
Yeah, looks like the spider's going to take out the Geist. Oh, what else is getting played here? Probably Jade Behemoth?
Yeah. Why not?
Mire Keeper. You know, I've never seen a Mire Keeper go off with a Fandral on the board. Never.
Well, at this point...
And it's useless.
Yes, there's no point. He's going to go for the Jade Blossom just to put more Jades on the board. Yeah. Also, this does help him empty the hand for the Ultimate Infestation.
Oh,
next
true.
turn, yeah.
Yeah, now Ultimate Infestation could be the play.
Arcades are stuck on 6 mana. Ironfire on 10. Dustbreaker does a little damage here to the board, but Ultimate Infestation almost certainly coming out here for Ironfire.
Yeah, I would think so. Although Jade Behemoth and Hero Power is really not
That's not bad either.
the worst. You get your Jades up still, but you could get the 5/5 instead and all the extra options in the world.
Yeah, he's as long as Fandrel's on the board, he's going to benefit from +3 attack, +3 armor off of the hero power. So tempting to leave it up. I know he's going to go for the Ultimate Infestation.
Another nourish. Let's see if any of those Jade idols come into the picture here. No, not at all.
So the Jade Idols have been burned by the Geists.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. Branching Paths, not a bad offering. He's going to go with the Doomsayer? I don't know about that.
What were the?
There's a Jade Behemoth, a Doomsayer, and a Branching Paths. I can understand
all
passing up the Jade Behemoth because it's it's going to be a 3/6 and a 1/1. But he took the Doomsayer, which just gets easily traded away here. So really, all he did was 2 mana heal 7. Wrath just gonna.
Ironfire is very quickly approaching fatigue here.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have.
I forgot about those
idols.
Jade idols.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like the operative's going to get ignored for now.
Yeah, why not put up a taunt, push another 8 damage.
Okay, 8 mana, so the Archivist 50-50 on pulling the Free from Amber or the Mind Control.
I feel like
Yeah, this is dicey.
Yeah, I really feel like Arcazar has been pressured so heavily. He's
Yeah.
playing very quickly all of a sudden.
I wonder.
Maybe even in response to Ironfire's very quick play here as well, and especially just the game state of that very fast ramp. Yeah, Arcazar just in a corner here, and I don't know how he gets out of this.
Okay, Devilsaur is pretty good.
Yeah,
I think the Archivist was extremely risky. Taking out the Fandrel now, finally. Maybe it would have been better to take out the Ghoul.
Yeah, how much more damage is the Fandrel really gonna do? But check this out.
Anyway,
double swipe,
too much burst
hero
in hand.
power. That's gonna do it, Slimch. Ironfire is gonna take this series 3-1 and get a win for the Spicy Boys after having that very disappointing DQ. So now Spicy Boys on top of this series by 3 points by my count.
Yes. Yeah, 3-1 win. So Druid gets it in the end despite losing its idols. Just good old Jade Druid with some anti-aggro Tecton with the Doomsayers and the Naturalize. Not sure what that Naturalize was all about.
Yeah, maybe a nod to Warlock matchups.
Although he
banned the Warlock, though, so that's out.
Banned the Warlock, yeah.
Well, in any case, it's exactly what he needed. Ironfire put this series away in dominating fashion in that game 4. So now, always top deck lethal. They pretty much need to win the next 2 games in order to stay in this race to try to advance into the finals.
Yes, that they do, and the ones that remain now are the 4 and 5 seeds. Blake Hall on ATL versus Mullet DGAF.
Well,
that's quite the name for a spicy boy.
Indeed. Well, I mean, anybody who's wearing a mullet in 2018 certainly DGAF. And the other match will be Sully.
Not even one. Not even one.
Sully the One will be playing against Cakes. And both of those matches, again, very similar. Mage, Paladin, Priest, Warlock, Mirror in one, and then against Hunter, Paladin, Priest, Warlock in the other. Basically, what we just saw minus the Druid. So all pressure now on Always Top Deck Lethal, this Atlanta local team, to pull this off. And there's a pretty big PR disparity, too, at the 5 seed. Sully the One at 133, Cakes at 117 player rating. So Sully the One, man, feel for you. Do your best.
Yeah, that is some pressure, but anything's possible. We'll just have to see these teams, these players. They don't make it to the semifinals for nothing all season long. So
Yep. And
yeah,
without looking at the stream schedule, Slimsh, are you and I casting any more matches? Are we doing the finals next week?
I have no idea what
I
I'm
don't know
doing.
either. Well, if we don't, I just want to give my personal shout out to first my co-casters who have been sitting with all season, Slimsh of course, and also Josh Sampson and Brasky. Every one of them has been a pleasure to cast with, and special shout out to Force of Will. You all watching at home don't get to see Force of Will or hear him very often, but he is the guy who makes all this possible. He's the guy running everything behind the scenes, getting the matches set up, getting everything scheduled and organized. If you get a chance, jump on Twitter or jump in our Discord if you're there, and thank Force of Will because he is the man with the plan. And
yeah, it's tough to get these matches organized, and yeah, it's tough to get people organized to make it all run to when it comes to broadcasting, casting. It's been a good season. People have been getting the matches played, getting them on stream, getting them organized together. That's also a credit to the community because being responsive to Force of Will, I'm sure Force of Will gets on people as early as possible.
yeah, and a lot of pings and emails happen between Monday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But if we don't see you again for the rest of this season, it's been a great season here at Friday Night Fights and elsewhere. And I just want to thank everybody for showing up and having a good time with us. And hopefully we'll see you again real soon once the Witchwood comes out and the next season starts season 10 for Ragnaros and 6 for Sylvanas. Slim, final words before we wrap it up?
Oh no, I can only give you as much credit. Also, it's been a pleasure to cast with you or Blue Spartan here on the Friday Night Fights.
Yep, and big thanks to him.
I'm
he's been casting.
Enjoying watching these finals.
Yeah, we'll stay tuned for that next week, and there is another match tomorrow for Salty Saturday, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we will see you on the flip side on the other side of Witchwood.
Bye.